EA Sports coverage of the National Football League brings us to the beautiful city of Seattle. We welcome you inside Lumen Field, the home of the Seahawks. Straight ahead, we've got a good one on tap. Let's go 49ers and the Seattle Seahawks. Let's get this going. Mike Tirico along with Greg Olson, Eddie Pinheiro to get it started. And we are underway in the Pacific Northwest.
Being on some chill. We go 0 to 100 real quick. Maybe on that
From the 35, it's 1st and 10. First carry now for Kenneth Walker.
Nice job by the running back making the first guy miss, but it's the pursuit by the entire defense. Even though he doesn't get him down on his first try, the rest of his guys are all rallying to the ball, and they bring him down for a short gain.
Once again, it's Walker. And he's going to take this past the 45. That's good enough for a first down.
It just seems like every time this guy touches the ball, he makes something happen, and not all of his runs are always going to be positive. He's kind of one of those guys that's going to get a 0, a 1, a 2, but it's the home run threat. It's the big plays that really tip the scales in your favor, and when you can generate those big explosive plays. On the ground, man, it makes such a big difference for the offense.
Cooper Kupp was the intended receiver. And that will lead to a second down. To throw is Darnold. Outright Smith and Jigba has it. Just a gain of a yard, sets up third down.
The best quarterbacks, Mike, they have an internal clock in their head. How does my protection match up with the rush and the route concept I'm trying to attack downfield? In this case, he's looking downfield, realizes quickly this ball's got to come out, checks it down to his underneath drag, picks up what he can.
A gain there of 16 yards. First down, Seattle.
That's good for a Seahawks. First down. First and 10 at the 36-yard line.
The run up the middle, it's Walker. Strong running there. Inside the 30. On the move with a gain of 9.
Like the old adage, you run to set up the pass. This modern offense nowadays, we're starting to see that flipped upside down on its head. Typically, the success of the passing game is what allows teams to have success like this in the run game.
There's a short one taken in by Barner. And he's in! A.J. Barner. Touchdown, Seahawks. Exactly the way they scripted this one. A beautiful opening drive, Greg. Able to find the end zone on the game's first possession.
And Mike, the word that comes to mind looking at that drive is execution, and that's exactly what they talked about all week long. They wanted to come out early in this game and establish an early rhythm, and that's exactly what they did with that touchdown drive.
Now we'll get a two-point try here. Darnold has the offense lined up.
The Seahawks will line up for the two-point conversion.
He'll drop to throw. He'll try to do it with the screen. And he will take it in and tack on the 2 points to make it 8-0. Myers comes on now to kick it away. This taken in at the 8-yard line. And it'll be brought down past the 25. Decent field position to start this drive.
First and 10 at their own 27-yard line.
For an opener, Purdy to throw. That's Quan. Christian McCaffrey. And he's down inside the 40-yard line. It's now a 1st and 10 from the 38-yard line.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 38-yard line.
Shotgun snap to Purdy. That's caught by McCaffrey. And they bring him down inside the 25-yard line. They get 14 on that hookup. First down, 49ers.
1st and 10 at the 24-yard line.
Play fake to McCaffrey. Now, Purdy. That's to the end zone, but just too far out in front. That one's incomplete.
So, of course, you prefer to connect on that throw, but think about it like this, Mike. The more they continue to test this defense downfield, the more it's going to open up some of those shorter passes underneath.
Here's Christian McCaffrey to get things started. And he is out of bounds. That's a couple yards short of the marker. And it'll bring up 3rd down. They'll try to run for it with McCaffrey. And it'll be taken down with the 1st down as time will run out on this opening quarter. It's the 49ers with the football to start quarter number 2 as they go to work on 1st and goal. McCaffrey. 49er touchdown.
San Francisco.
Make no mistake about it, he may get the glory, but that does not happen without unbelievable blocking up front. So let's give the big guys all the credit in the world. He's able to displace the defense right there at the point of attack, and that's about as easy a goal line touchdown as you're going to see all year.
The 49ers will line up for the 2-point conversion.
Off the play fake, Purdy. And he'll get in to tie this game at 8.
Mike, I think all of us can remember exactly where we were during a certain Super Bowl where throwing the ball this close to the goal line ended up being a disaster. But unlike that time, they ran this pass play to perfection, and the result, 2 points.
Eddie Pinheiro set to kick off.
So back to level after the touchdown. And time for the kickoff. Showing off the big leg. Didn't want to defend a return, so this ball going to be spotted at the 35-yard line.
35-yard line.
They'll go play action with Darnold. This one broken up. It's incomplete. The defender right there with him. It brings up second down.
Leads to 2nd and 10 at the 35-yard line.
Darnold now to throw. They'll try to set up the screen here with Walker.
All right, so anytime you're facing the blitz, the best thing you can do as an offense is just get the ball out of your hand. Get into the hands of receiver, run after catch. In this case, nice job by the defense, rallying to the ball. Modest gain.
We'll try and run it with Walker. And he's going to be taken down here. Looks like a pretty good spot, though. Yes, he's got it. That's a first down. They'll come up here, 1st and 10.
1st and 10 at the 46-yard line.
On play action, here's Darnold. That one knocked away. And it's incomplete. Jackson, Smith, and Jigba, the intended receiver. And it'll be 2nd down.
Solid rep there for this corner, Mike. I mean, to stay disciplined with his technique throughout the entire play. So often we see when the ball's put in the air, the defender can panic, and they either get a pass interference or they misplay the ball.
Oh, he's going to be followed up and taken down. They got him. So, backed up after the sack, and now it's 3rd and long. Now Seattle's going to use the first of their timeouts. Talk things over before 3rd down. Operating from the gun, it's Darnold. Back to the sideline and intercepted. Picked off by Renardo Green.
I think this is one of those interceptions, Mike, that when the ball left his hand, he simply just didn't even see the corner. And now they're playing what they call cover 3. So that corner, he's responsible for the deep outside 3rd of the field. And he's just playing in space, reading the quarterback's eyes, and he just threw it right to him.
And he's going to be out of bounds at the 41. About 15 yards to kick off the drive. It's a first down.
1st and 10 at the 41-yard line.
They'll run here with McCaffrey. And he's going to be taken down as we hit the 2-minute warning here in this first half. They'll come to the line now on 2nd and 2.
Get set, get set. 18.
From the gun, it's Purdy. Throw over the middle, and they can't connect. It's incomplete. George Kittle was the intended target that time. And it's going to bring up a 3rd down.
Get set, get set.
Throwing from the gun is Purdy. He's got his man, complete to Pearsall. And they are in great shape. He's taken down inside the 10.
27 yards.
From 6 yards out, it's 1st and goal.
1st and goal, San Francisco.
And they'll run here with McCaffrey. Only a yard there. Tackle made at the 5. Here comes 2nd and goal.
It's a gain of a yard. Brings up 2nd and goal.
Get set, get set. Up.
Again, it'll be McCaffrey.
And after that short run, puts them a little bit closer to the 1st down marker. And they're going to need to create more running room on the ground if they plan on extending this drive.
3rd and goal. Purdy. They'll try to set up the screen to the end zone. Christian McCaffrey. Touchdown, San Francisco. That is 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. Purdy and the 49ers will try to get 2 more.
The 49ers will line up.
They'll look to throw.
Conversion.
And that is incomplete. 2-point conversion attempt winds up being unsuccessful.
Seahawks 8. Eddie Pinheiro set to kick off.
Still a little time. Final minute of this first half. We'll see if they can do anything with this kickoff that is coming their way. This one is going to sail through the end zone for a touchback.
35-yard line.
We go sack. Sack.
To throw on first down is Darnold. The pressure, too much, and he goes down. Fred Warner in there to drop him, and that's going to be a loss of 9 to open this drive.
We go sack. Hey, sack.
They didn't want to repeat a first down, so they'll keep it on the ground now. And that one shut down pretty quickly. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, nothing more. 3rd and long.
Sack. Hey, sack.
Once again, they keep it on the ground. Pretty good effort on that one. It will not be enough. That's going to bring up 4th down. Now Seattle will use the final timeout as they stop it with 16 seconds to go in the opening half. No movement from the punt team. They'll line up to go for it on 4th down.
Hey, sack.
They will indeed go as they look to throw. Oh, a huge mistake late in the half. It is intercepted. And his offense is going to be all set up with a short field and a chance to extend their lead. Eddie Pinheiro going to come on and try a field goal now. And that one not going to get there, and it's wide to the left as well. It's no good. And this is going to remain a 1-possession game.
Man, that would have been such a nice boost for this group going into halftime. The snap was good. The hold was good. He just couldn't quite get it through the uprights.
And he's going to be out of bounds. 000 up there on the clock. We have reached the end of the first half. First half played out a bit as we expected. We'll see if there's a surprise coming up. Both teams set to go, and the second half is underway. And that one is through the back of the end zone. It is a touchback. The drive starts with a carry by McCaffrey. And that play going nowhere. The defense all over that one. They'll bring them down for a big loss.
With the struggles they had running the ball in the first half, Mike, it makes sense that they're trying here early in the second to get this ball carrier going. But this last run's not going to do him any favors. Another rush, another loss of yards.
And he's going to be dropped after a pickup of about 5.
They were able to complete this pass, but how often do we see these running backs run these angle routes and they catch it in stride and run a hole through the defense? So, you know, the defense gave up some yards here, but it could have been a lot worse.
On 3rd down, it's Purdy. And that is incomplete.
I think he predetermined that 3rd down throw, and even though the coverage was tight, he still tried to fit the ball in there anyway, and it ended up falling incomplete. I think if he goes through his progressions and has a little bit more trust in his protection, I think there's an easier throw to make out there.
Let's see what they do here. This is 4th and long. Oh, they're on him in a flash, and he lost the football. And the Seahawks have come up with the recovery.
Not that it's much of a consolation, but either way, Mike, that's going to result in a turnover. Going forward on 4th down, he's clearly stopped short of the sticks. In this case, might be trying to make something out of nothing there to keep that play alive. here by the defense, coming away with the stop, and now we'll see if the offense can come on the field to take advantage of it.
Here's a 2nd and 9 now from the 29. Working out of the gun, it's Darnold. That one on target to cover.
A bit of a quick hitter here, and what you're hoping for, Mike, is that the defense can't react quickly enough because the ball's coming out so hot. But they knew it was coming, and they end up holding them to just a short game.
Throwing on 3rd down is Darnold. And that is incomplete. Contact front. No flats. It's going to be 4th down.
And barring an aggressive decision here on 4th down, it just seemed like a really wasted possession to go 3 and out, not able to pick up a single 1st down. Not only do you not able to gain any field position advantage, it really takes a lot of the wind out of your sails as you find yourself jogging off the field and the punt team coming on.
No move for the field goal unit. They're going to line up and go for it on 4th down. That is incomplete. They couldn't get the connection on 4th. Going to give the ball over on down. They'll run with McCaffrey to start this drive. And he'll be forced out of bounds and pick up a couple on that one.
Out of bounds at the 30-yard line. 2 yards on the pickup. It's 2nd and 8.
Ball on the 30 now. Here's 2nd and 8. Again, it's McCaffrey. And he will not be able to get free. Picking up only a yard. Now, it's 3rd down.
It's a gain of a yard. And it's 3rd down.
Out of the gun, here's Purdy. That's caught. Left side, it's complete. And he is out of bounds, but not until he's inside the 40-yard line. Ball rests at the 37. It's 1st and 10.
1st and 10 at the 37-yard line.
On the give, it's McCaffrey. And he'll get nothing here. Back to the line of scrimmage, and that's all.
And the big man in the middle swallows him up right at the line of scrimmage. And I think the next time this offensive play caller decides to go to the ground game, Mike, I bet you he's going to find a different place along that defensive front to attack.
He'll get this out wide to McCaffrey. And he's going to be taken down as time runs out on this 3rd quarter of play. This crowd into it now as we get to 3rd down. From the shotgun, it's Purdy. And that is incomplete. Trying to get it to Christian McCaffrey out of the backfield. And that'll set up 4th down.
I think as the offense comes to the sideline now, the quarterback and his wide receivers need to get together and say, hey guys, what are you seeing out there? How can we find some open targets? Because on that last down, there was nowhere to go with the ball.
On 4th down, Purdy. He finds his big receiver, that's Jennings. And he's into the end zone. That might be the knockout punch. To Quan Jennings. Touchdown, 49ers. Everything you want to do right there, Greg, in the 4th quarter, get the ball with the lead and extend it to a 2-score advantage.
Yeah, and I think this just might end up being too much to overcome. You said it. Once you get a 2-score lead this late in the 4th quarter, there's just not enough possessions to be had to claw yourself back in it. Not a real complicated breakdown needed here, Mike. In short yardage situations like that, if you have confidence in both your back and your offensive line, sometimes it's the simplest plays that have the best results.
Set to kick off.
So now, after the touchdown, Pinheiro out to kick it away. Showing off the big leg. Didn't want to defend a return, so this ball's going to be spotted at the 35-yard line.
Project This ain't what you want.
They go 3 tight ends here on 1st and 10.
Set.
From the shotgun, here's Darnold. Oh, he couldn't set his feet, but he completes it anyway. And they'll get about half of what they needed. It's a pickup of 5 and sets up 2nd and 5.
As a route runner, once you identify zone coverage like they were playing here, the key is find open space and stay in it. He did a nice job here because that was not a big hole. The quarterback had to put a little extra on that one, and they were able to make the completion.
And he will score! Game on! Cooper, touchdown, Seattle. Greg, they are pecking away this one now. Very big touchdown. Gets them right within reach of pulling this comeback off.
Well, Mike, at the very least, they've given themselves a chance, but can they get a stop and get the ball back again for a chance to go down and really make this one interesting?
And he'll get into the end zone and get this one a couple of points closer.
Everything's about matchups, especially down here this close to the goal line. I think my guy is better than your guy. I'm going to put him in a position to have success, throw it up to him, and let him do the rest.
This one is going to sail through the end zone for a touchdown.
At their own 35-yard line.
They'll go play action with Purdy. He'll throw it left and has his running back. And he'll be tackled up around the 45-yard line. It's a gain of 10. That's enough for a quick first down.
A lot could go wrong anytime you decide to put the ball in the air here late in the 4th quarter as you're trying to run out the clock and protect this lead. But at the same time, I like that they haven't gone super conservative. Just handoff right, handoff left, and it just turns into tackling practice. So I like the balance of making the defense defend everything, because right now, possess the ball, protect the ball, and ultimately just run the clock. They got there in a hurry, didn't they, Mike? I mean, luckily for him, he saw that free rusher coming, and at the very least was able to get that ball out to prevent the sack.
2nd and 10. A run here with McCaffrey. And not much there. Good defense. Held to no gain.
He was tackled at the 46-yard line. A gain of 1 brings up 3rd down and 9.
3rd down and 9. He'll go play action. Purdy. Oh, they got the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. It is picked off by the rookie safety.
Intercepted. The Seahawks take over 1st and 10.
This is 1st and 10. This drive starts on the ground with Walker. This defense all over this one. They get him down behind the line. It's a loss of a couple.
Well, they try to get the run game started here early on this drive, Mike, and they're just going to have to do a better job up front. There's really nowhere for this ball carrier to go. You never want to lose yards on 1st down, but that's exactly the case here.
Here comes 2nd down.
We go set. We're ready. Reset.
They'll drop to throw. Throwing off his back foot, and it's taken in. And that's a good gain there. It's going to wind just a couple of yards shy of that first down.
As the saying goes, Mike, you need your big-time players to make big-time plays, and the moment doesn't get bigger than this. Find yourself down. A touchdown gives you a chance to win this thing in regulation, and I think they got a shot.
On 3rd and 2, it's Darnold. He's going to look deep, going to Cup. That is incomplete. Here we go. They're down to what could be their final play. It's 4th down.
They desperately needed that one, Mike. Down here late, they've only got a few remaining snaps to go, and it puts all of the pressure of the game now on 4th down. Let's see what play call they have in a gotta-have-it situation, and right now, this quarterback needs to make his best throw in the biggest moment of the game.
That's taken in, and they're going to get the first down. They were forced to go for it, and it's going to... Timeout Seahawks. That is their second, and they'll have a chance to talk things over after picking up that first down. They go with Walker, and that'll be a pickup of 3. Now Seattle use the final timeout, and they'll get together prior to the second down play.
It's now 2nd and 6 at the 36-yard line.
We're going to start.
Now Darnold. Smith and Jigba has it on that out route. And he's got about 5 on this one before he's out of bounds. And they're set up a little bit better for 3rd down.
Outbreaking routes, Mike, especially outside of the numbers, everything is about the timing. If you're late with the throw, you're going to be watching that defensive back take that thing the other way for 6.
On 3rd and a yard, here's Darnold. That is incomplete. Here we go. They're down to what could be their final play. It's 4th down.
This is one of those situations that plays directly into the hands of the defense because think, Mike, they know this offense has to be one-dimensional. This has to be a pass. So what do? They bring in extra defensive backs. They clog up the back end. And at the end of the day, there's just nowhere for the offense to go with the ball. All came down to that play. The offense finds themselves trailing, all out of their timeouts. The defense knew they were one stop away from ending this game, and they came up big when their team needed it.
From the 39, here's a 1st and 10.
Get set.
Here's McCaffrey. And he'll be forced out of bounds and pick up a couple on that one. They face 2nd down and 7. Play fake to McCaffrey. Now Purdy. That one down the field, but it is incomplete.
It's been a bit of a pedestrian game for this quarterback and ultimately this passing game here today, Mike. And I know they all would have loved to connect on that deep throw. I think that stat sheet would have looked a whole lot different, but just a little off in their execution and leads to an incompletion.
And that is incomplete. Contact occurred just as the ball was arriving. There are no flags. It's 4th down.
He's usually such a reliable target in the passing game, Mike. We just don't see him struggle to come down with catches like that all too often. And when you're one of the go-to guys on your team, I know the hit's coming, but guess what? It feels a lot better after you take that hit after a catch than it does after a drop.
Timeout 49ers. That is their second. They'll stop it with just over.